Your time of terror is still ahead of you. J. Paul Sartre. I took my pistol and $100 bill. I had everything I need to get me killed. Steve Earle. Born in an eclipse of darkness and thick fogs of lamentation. Georges Chastelain, 15th century chronicler. I always flirt with death. I could kill, but I don't care about it. You always play to win. I don't need rehabilitating. Peter Parrott, Only Ones. All of the judgment and blame that is pushed off on me will be reflected back in the fires of the holy war that you call crime. Your deceit is reflected. Charles Manson. Cancer as a Social Activity. Affirmations of World's End by Michael Williams. Preface. These works have been culminated from alternately gazing at vacant lots and traveling as much of the world as possible, from Mexico to Glasgow, to Japan to Nottingham. I think you will find this book the mental equivalent of an air traffic controller's gridlock nightmare. Empty pockets, brain-defected misanthropy, procrastination, intoxication, and isolation. Things that make the world go around, and the things that will ultimately make it stop. Part 1. Cover-up corruption conspiracy. Last City Zero. The girl with the lazy eye asked me if I heard that dog laugh, but I told her and the dog to shut the fuck up. Oppressive humidity makes life a game. And what madness is this thing called thought process, installed backwards or missing a wheel, or a cog or three, or needs an overhaul, or has a terrible cold. Race relation is a helicopter wreck in the Everglades, downed on the dim roads, misbegotten and forgotten. Fortune can't smile or even wink. If New York is the city that never sleeps, why are people passed out everywhere? If New Orleans is the Big Easy, why is life so fucking hard? Beautiful bullet aimed at the bridge of the snotty nose. See how unimportant labels are? Call it what you will. Death still feels like hot lead from a cold trigger. Trailer parks are filled with madmen and prophets, ex-con fighters and unknown poets, obsessive-compulsive anti-Semites, newlyweds with a combined IQ of 44, ex-wives and estranged children, jealous pirates carrying bricks around, borderline shut-ins, uncategorizable left-wing immigrants, neoconservative African slaves, gamblers and religious zealots. One big happy family with a passion for bloodshed, where the disposal of the body is 9/10 of the law. Under another influence. A solid-state doping agent, a metallic corrosive element similar to arsenic. Old lace, on the other hand, is something up in the attic. Frail and previously worn at birthday parties. Crumbly, like being soaked in bleach, then hung in the sun to dry rot. Ultimately debilitated and chewed by gypsy moths. The idiot plot. Watered down with self-doubt, the mind stays alert with migraines, pounding, pound for pound, and the skull cavity, and unwittingly seizing up, paving the way for Eskimos fighting with sticks to break into show business. Tackle the man with the backbone deformity while a soothing engine winds quietly in the yard. Lures and snares. Power exists. Power exists in harmonious justice with rocket fuel, creating a vortex so tight I'm transfixed by visions of the patron saint of hopeless causes, a boneless, skinless cat stepping on toes, milking our iguana like it was yesterday's only friend. Juvenile hall is full of catfish. Pessimism dictates. I stopped the old man on the porch and asked him for some codeine. No time to go kicking this time. Diluted, denied, and negated, haloed and smothered, stunned by unhealth, misdirected anger minding the store in what tore the door frames up. Why you oughta. To shake hands with Lucifer, you have to do the Lord's work. Stool pigeon about as moronic as the refugee elsewhere. Virile, fertile heartbreak. This place smells like piss in the summer, with 1,001,000,000 insects stabbing dermatitis with small plastic needles, coated with infectious syrup. Swollen eyelids do no one any good. Pull the plug, then I'll pull the rug out from under all of us. Barbaric warmonger with white umbrella, then the chorus of starving orphans disapprove. Downhill we roll. If dexterity runs out, the man in the bag is your missing voice. Pin down the white light, say the wrong thing, then crawl into the television. Burned out starlight, like a nameless, anonymous Joe. Degenerate Reich. Anti-time is anti-seasonal, and the destruction and wreckage of matter makes your voice sizzle over an abstract line, makes your accent smell of melted wiring. The penalty for heresy is roasting at the stake. This is how I plead to the refusal to answer on the grounds of incineration. Badly flawed. Heat-seeking missiles at the bottom of the food chain. Wake up and smell the rejection. Secure the area for the aerospace engineer's widest reach. Arrivals and departures. And the city search starts with astroturbulence, strong enough to batter down the door. No job too tough, they say. That's called negotiating. Iron weld frying skillet hangs by the stove. Struck by desperation. Reading by gaslight. This illegible isolation manifesto, coated in wax stamp marks, steamed to shameful infuriation, feeling conversely unalive, and conversely existing undead. Lightning imitates lightning. My sockets bleed from loose molars. I knocked yours down your throat, and a couple down someone else's. I'm proud to watch you gum your food. Innocent until proven broken. Innocence stinks of guilt admission. The ozone was depleted immediately as my sunken-chested persona traumatized the employees, fingerless over gloves, a lobster claw grip, a criminal deformity. Born a snake handler, 1,000,000 BC, died a snake handler, 1,000,000 AD. Hanging party. Sugar raven rotten. What garbage angels do with Christians is what Christians do with garbage. Loose ethics under new management. Anger mismanaged. Angels mishandled. Stray. My head in the oven. The hinges need oiling. Staking a claim. In a styrofoam gas chamber. Plug in. Take a breath. Pass out. Leave a breath. Game's end. This is a dangerous game I'm playing. Plying and cursing the special treatment teams. Keeping the declaration in reckless shape. Awestruck and bemused, I've dragged my shattered carcass beneath the front porch and tried to intimidate the ground and figure out these marks on my hands to tear terror from terrain, sitting docile in overstuffed thrones. Absenteeism. Racing against the edge of a shank, approaching explicit grammar with language authorities. Rip the spine out of shaggy pelts, tugging on the tails, requesting paw prints from front to rear. This digressed mind is the labyrinth of twisted abjection. Neglected Slavic epic stories, torched by a pyromaniac, touched by an uncle. Shutting the contraption off is the hardest chore. Slouching in that threadbare and frayed chair with skeleton springs, we end up somewhere, our lives flapping about us in tatters, and our pockets full of Deutschmarks. Party leftovers. No antidote for cacophony when eager lips crave pussy from heaven. Gentlemen, start your envious behavior. Initially, and in addition to, I wish one of the voices in your brain would tell you to keep quiet. Serenaded with grenades, reciting in banter rhymes. 4 rules of distorted passion. 1. Killing time takes practice. 2. Extortion is kidnapping. 3. Intruders demand humiliation. 4. Onlookers do not. Hedonism way. She is my solace, although also my pain. Entrapped and deviated. We cover the wrong side of the tracks. God is a sea oyster, Neptune of the deep, the Poseidon of warships. Corner of Devastation Street. Mind the cutlery. Our congregation had it sharpened. My heart is bleeding. My luggage is missing, and so are my teeth. Nothing else will induce fear except fright. Trench mouth hanging open, neckerchief tied dusk-eyed around the frame. The nail polish smell wafted in through the ventilation, vintage in style with blemished raw permanence. The Tao of guerrilla tactics. From Beirut to the shores of Uganda, shrapnel lead causes geneticide. Ever seen octopus evolve from a shrimp and purple erupt into the night for the last time? Going down sepsis. Fire on all cylinders. arrest all majorities. Whether crime has been committed or not, hail the adamantium jihad tusks of the dictator squirrel in a fiery standoff of titanic proportions. Rushing forth like spray paint, we are lice from ill-bred stock, ostracized between gilded splinters. No one told me there would be boasting. New kids in the ditch, here to break your nose and your heart. We party like mourners at a wake. I keep raising up my glass to bring it back empty. The hatchet now truly buried in the gravel. The note on the wall said, "Meet me in the yard." A feeling of pity dwindles. Trans black murder. The bloodbaths swindle. And this look of urgency leading to its legacy. MESS. Under the couch is our nether zone, where howling and digging are, mindless and restless in the thing to do, moving side to side, like drowsy, lethargic Neanderthals.